Are you a podcaster? Maybe you've got that big idea and you're looking for a network to join. The multi-award-winning Ozcast network can get your content to eyes and ears all over the world. Join now for the first month free, and you could be featuring this sound at the beginning of your podcast.
Ozcast.
Simply head to ozcastnetwork.com for details.
I was going to say good morning, but I can't say good morning because you might be watching this in the middle of the night. And from anywhere in the world, I've got no idea. But what we do is to post. Well, when I say we, I wouldn't know how the hell to do that, but Pete does. Pete posts this. We record this in the garage, the Court of Public Opinion, and Pete posts it on Facebook, and it comes on, it's 9 o'clock every Tuesday and Wednesday morning.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. So it's good morning here, but good day wherever you happen to be. A lot to talk about. There is always a lot to talk about. Don't forget to join us on Friday around the dining room table, live streaming. You can go to jeremycordeaux.com and see what it's all about. jeremycordeaux.com, 0419 65 68 60. If you want to call us, we'll have some very interesting guests. Jimmy Elder will be with us on Friday. I also want to talk to, Ian Plimer will be with us, Professor Plimer. Some surprises. I won't let the cat out of the bag just yet. When you see those begging television commercials, there are a lot of them on afternoon television, I believe. Save the Children. There's a lot of them. Now, I don't know whether they're freebies that the stations just simply run because they don't have any other commercials. They're sort of fillers or something like that. Or it's just part of their community responsibility, which is, of course, great to do that. I hope they're not charging these charities. That wouldn't be right. But there's one that caught my eye, and I see it from time to time. It's a commercial about Yemen. Yemen. Think of the starving children. Think of the starving children, the devastation, the suffering. Yes, I agree, by all means. Look at the pictures, they're horrific. Effective, impactful. But remember, the murderous killers who run that country are out there with an arsenal of weapons of mass destruction, terrifying and terrorizing the region. They are pirates and thugs, rapists, cutthroats, and murderers, criminals. Never hear a word from the United Nations about them. It's up to bad guys like the United States of America and Australia. We are there in the Red Sea. In fact, we've taken over command of the force that is there to try and keep that waterway open. We are there perhaps more symbolically than anything else, because I don't think we could rustle up a ship to send. But just think, this is an evil part of the world, riddled with hatred and a murderous history. You'd have to ask yourself why you would have anyone from that part of the world here in this country. I mean, you can't tar everyone with the same brush, I understand that. But it's simple, to me, it's simple. We are not here for the world. We are responsible for ourselves. We are here for Australia. In short, do not let people from these troubled parts of the world into Australia, unless you, the government, can guarantee us, we the people, that these would-be residents have been scrutinised and are absolutely above reproach. Now, I don't see any evidence of that kind of thorough approach, cautious approach to the problem. We deserve better from this or any government. But they have this kind of global imagined responsibility. No, they are responsible to us and for us. Forget the world. The Taylor Swift pop concert revelation, you may have seen it, Islamic State was responsible for that. Time and time again we see the same villain revealed. Have you ever heard the United Nations comment or condemn? No. They are consumed with climate change and LGBTQ issues, mostly climate change. And this recent South Pacific Forum, you know, where Antonio Guterres was here, you know, time is running out. Crap. How can the water rise, the sea level, rise in the South Pacific and not here, or around the Opera House, or down at Port Adelaide, or over at Semaphore? It's not possible. It's a con. And if you don't believe me, talk to Professor Ian Plimer. He'll be with me on Friday. Read his books, listen to his wisdom. It's amazing. He is one hell of a character. If you were in the city, of course, you would have heard the chant, not last Tuesday, Tuesday before, the chant, "We rule the city, we rule the city, we rule the city." This is the CFMEU. Tens of thousands of unionists, not all CFMEU, unionists, they marched through not just Adelaide, but most of the cities of Australia. They marched against...
Are you a podcaster? Maybe you've got that big idea and you're looking for a network to join. The multi-award-winning Ozcast network can get your content to eyes and ears all over the world. Join now for the first month free, and you could be featuring this sound at the beginning of your podcast.
Ozcast.
Simply head to ozcastnetwork.com for details.
The Albanese government, against the Labor government. They feel betrayed. I get that. They own it. The government is supported by the unions. It's owned by the unions. So what they're saying is basically, not terribly eloquently, mind you, but I think effectively, so where is the support we pay for? That's what they're saying to the government. We give you millions. What a dilemma for Anthony Albanese. What a dilemma. It's going to be very interesting to see how that plays out. If you support the crooks, and I think everyone agrees that the CFMEU have gone in that direction, or at least a significant part of their leadership, if you support the crooks, does that make you a crook? Well, I suppose you're known by your friends, aren't you? Look, the whole thing stinks. A royal commission, and not one run by one of your mates. If the other unions support the CFMEU, clearly, in my opinion, it's only my opinion, clearly those other unions are supporting corruption and thuggery. Is that the sort of country we want to live in? not me. New laws for the gig economy, the gig workers. This is more about control than anything else. Labor and the unions don't want independent contractors. They don't want independent contractors. You know, it's the old no ticket, no start thing. And the picket comes after that. Independent contractors, workers, they don't want them. I do. We should be free to do any job for anyone, any deal that we like. It's up to us. We have freedom of thought, and hopefully for a while longer, speech. This government has a deal with their owners, the trade union movement. This is a total conflict of interest. Soon as Albanese was elected, he got rid of the ABCC, which was the cop on the construction site. That was part of the deal. That was part of the price that Albanese clearly had to pay. It was a deal done, probably before the election, I don't know. The government is supposed to represent the people. They can't represent the people of this country and still represent the unions and be in their, well, their company, in their financial support. I don't know, what do you think? Ring me on Friday and tell me. Recently revealed an alleged terrible story of abuse. What seems to be a dozen young women who frequented a male massage therapist. Pete, what do you understand a male massage therapist to be?
Well,
I mean, he just sort of...
I don't know, someone to talk, to solve your problems, I don't know, but I...
No, I think they put you out on a table and they hopefully don't rub you up the wrong way.
Well, massage, yeah.
Massage.
Massage done the correct way is very relaxing, but liberties are taken, perhaps.
Well, a dozen young women seem to think that is absolutely the case. This was in the massage therapist's private home, a suburban home. Now, I've got to ask myself, who would do that? What young woman would go into a situation like that without a chaperone? I've said the same thing to, or my comments directed towards Brittany Higgins. I've said it to countless listeners, I've said it to my own children. Live defensively. Expect the worst. Don't be naive. And take responsibility for your decisions and your behaviour. A dozen young women go to a total stranger, a massage therapist, take off all their clothes, lie on a table, alone. I mean, that's stupid. What would you expect might happen? Yes, I know, look, it's your right to expect a massage, but I'm sorry, I wouldn't be that stupid. The guy was stupid as well, because did he imagine that at least one of these young women wouldn't complain, let alone a dozen? Reported by probably even more, I don't know. Stupid and criminal. But listen, being naive can...
Are you a podcaster? Maybe you've got that big idea and you're looking for a network to join. The multi-award-winning Ozcast network can get your content to eyes and ears all over the world. Join now for the first month free. and you could be featuring this sound at the beginning of your podcast.
Ozcast.
Simply head to ozcastnetwork.com for details.
Kill you. Now, I remember at 5DN years ago when a young woman was raped. She was a nurse. She'd parked her car. She worked at the children's hospital, parked her car on the other side of the parklands, and at 2 o'clock in the morning, she was walking through the parklands to pick up her car. Now, she had every right to do it. She had every right to expect that she could travel safely across the parklands and nothing would happen to her. But it was clearly stupid. She was raped. And I got into trouble. I remember I was told by the general manager, listen, you can't say you're blaming the victim. I'm sorry. When you do something as stupid as that, you're inviting trouble, aren't you? Anyway, I mustn't get worked up over things. Thank God I have very low blood pressure. I'm grateful for that. I don't exactly help the situation. Anyway, to his credit, I must mention this. The Premier has stopped wearing an Aboriginal badge on his lapel because he is a representative of and leader of South Australia, which is all Australians, South Australians, regardless of their colour. Just represent us all, sir, please. House prices in Adelaide lead the nation, which is interesting. I suppose it depends on which side of the rental divide you're on. It's not easy. 95% of East Timor is Catholic. Which you more or less say it's a totally Catholic country. The Pope is going to visit. The Pope is going to visit 3 days in Timor, East Timor. Do you know how much it's going to cost, Pete?
No.
It's going to cost this impoverished country $18 million for 3 days. They've got to get a special car. The visitors caused 30 to 40 houses to be demolished to make room for I don't know what. It's ridiculous. I mean, I wonder if the Pope would have any knowledge of this. I can't believe that he would approve. But anyway, that's where you go, I suppose. I don't know. Now, just quickly, one of our sponsors, the lovely Rising Sun Inn, which is in Kensington, just off Kensington Road, Bridge Street, Kensington. If you're looking for a fabulous meal, and also has a great wine cellar, fabulous bar, great service too, really nice, caring people to look after you. Whether it is just you and your best friend or your lover or your wife or your whoever, it's a beautiful restaurant for an intimate meal, or if you want to launch a product or there's a celebration of some kind in your family, a christening, a wedding reception, anything like that, talk to Grant at the Rising Sun. It is truly a great venue. The Rising Sun, having been given this wonderful accolade, which is the best pub in South Australia. You can see that in the main bar. You can see it up on the wall. They have it proudly put up on the wall, and so they should. It's a great thing to see. They look after you from go to woe. But you better ring and make a booking. They're open every day of the week, but not always for lunch and dinner. They vary it around a little bit. Have a talk to Grant. The Rising Sun Inn. Once you go there, it'll become one of your favourite places, I'm quite sure. Have I got time, Pete?
Yes.
If you listen to football, and I know Pete does, if you listen to football on radio or watch it on television, the AFL say it's not good enough. It's not good enough. The stations have to improve. They say, that's the AFL, that the commentators are all men. They're white and probably not gay. Wow. The AFL want diversity. I would have thought they just wanted, Pete, a crowd to watch the frigging football.
Well, you'd think they'd want experts in the field of football to,
yes,
that know what they're talking about.
yes. That's how people are chosen. I mean, if you call football, or you're a race caller, or whatever you're calling, tennis or croquet, I don't know what, you're chosen because you've got a certain skill, not because of your colour or your gender or your age or your race. But if you're the AFL, you're pretty powerful. They say jump and the media says how high. So, you know, watch that with interest. I'll leave you with some happy birthdays. My glasses. Yeah, it's the 4th. It's the 4th of September. Happy birthday. 1884, on this day, Britain ends its policy of penal transportation to New South Wales, Australia. 1884. And obviously, well, it didn't last for a great many years, did it? 1788 to 1824. The Aboriginals would think, of course, that's far too long. I wonder what they did with their convicts after that. They used to have those prison hulks, old rotten ships. They used to stack them and rack them in the Thames or something, I don't know. You wouldn't want to break the law in 1800 Britain, would you? William Lyons, I love William Lyons, British industrialist, automobile manufacturer. Jaguar cars. He was born in Blackpool, Lancashire, on this day in 1901. 1922, William Walmsley and William Lyons officially found the Swallow Sidecar Company, which is where the SS, Jaguar SS, comes from. Sidecar, Swallow Sidecar. Later to become Jaguar cars. 2006, Steve Irwin, Australian naturalist, TV personality. The crocodile hunter, attacked and killed by a stingray at the age of 44. The year was 2006. George Eastman patents the first roll film camera and registers the name Kodak on this day in 1888. 1882, in its first large-scale test, Thomas Edison's light bulb is used to light New York's Pearl Street Station. And the rest is history. This one I don't get. 2012, carpet that can help prevent falls among the elderly by warning them of unusual footsteps is developed.
Are you a podcaster? Maybe you've got that big idea and you're looking for a network to join. The multi-award-winning Ozcast network can get your content to eyes and ears all over the world. Join now for the first month free, and you could be featuring this sound at the beginning of your podcast.
Ozcast.
Simply head to ozcastnetwork.com for details.
What? How would you do that? That seems weird. Romulus Augustus, the last Western Roman emperor, abdicates after forces led by Octavia invade Rome. Traditional end of the Western Roman Empire. And this is one I love. 1833, on this day, the first newsboy was hired. His name was, we've even got his name. His name was Barney Flaherty. Barney Flaherty. He was 10 years old and he started working for the New York Sun. And my funny belief, in an old-fashioned way, for the demise of the newspaper as such is, oh yes, you've got, oh I don't know, internet and on your screen and on your phone and all the rest of it. But the wonderful thing about having that newsboy, You know, they'd dart in amongst the traffic, and no, they didn't get hurt. They'd dart in amongst the traffic and say, you know, a paper, sir, a paper, a paper. And then they'd be on the corner yelling, read all about it, read all about it. And if something happened during the day, they'd get out an extra copy, and the guy would be out there, the kid would be out there saying, extra, extra. You know, it was a dynamism. I can understand people like Murdoch being attracted to the newspaper business because it was very dynamic. The newspaper boy, I think, I've met and known a lot of people in radio who started out selling newspapers on the street corner. It's an honourable way to start in the journalistic business. English author Beatrix Potter first writes the story of Peter Rabbit for a 5-year-old boy on this day in 1893. The lovely Joan Rivers, American comedian, actress, The Late Show, Hollywood Squares, dies at 81 after complications from a procedure on her vocal cords. She was a character. I loved Joan Rivers. Dawn Fraser, Australian swimmer, born Sydney, 1937. Henry Ford II, American automotive industry businessman, grandson of Henry Ford, son of Edsel. And on the same day, that was in 1917, on the same day in 1957, the Ford Motor Company introduces the Edsel automobile range, which was less than, shall we say, a screaming success. Dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Okay, one more. 1609, navigator Henry Hudson is the first European to discover the island of Manhattan. It's not exactly the sort of thing you'd stumble across, is it, really? First cafeteria opens in 1885. I love these things. Caroline puts them together for me, and they're always interesting. I got a picture. We've got a picture over there of Geronimo, haven't we?
Yes, I believe so.
I think we have. 1886, Apache chief Geronimo surrenders, ending the first major US-Indian war. Anyway, if it's your birthday or your wedding anniversary, I hope it's been a lovely day and it's not over yet. Thank you very much for viewing the Court of Public Opinion. We'll be back with another posting on Tuesday and Wednesday of next week, and of course around the dining room table. 3 hours live streaming, jeremycordeaux.com, come Friday morning. Join us at 9 o'clock, and please do give us a ring. Take part in the show. Peter Clayton, thank you.
You're welcome.
Caroline, who's just snuck into the garage, thank you. Believe in yourself. I'm Jeremy Cordeaux, and thank you for viewing the Court of Public Opinion.
Are you a podcaster? Maybe you've got that big idea and you're looking for a network to join. The multi-award-winning Ozcast network can get your content to eyes and ears all over the world. Join now for the first month free, and you could be featuring this sound at the beginning of your podcast.
Ozcast.
Simply head to ozcastnetwork.com for details.